So Brad, I was saying this to Sim too, and I know like they're two different things. We make fun of Gary Vee, and then there's the stuff that I like listen to him and I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
No, we love Gary Vee.
I know, I'm not saying you guys don't. It's just that sometimes I guess I just feel weird because it's like he's literally giving us all the answers, and then we just kind of laugh about it. The opinion of him, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's just like he's giving us the answers, and then we like laugh, and then we don't do anything about it. Do you know what I mean?
I agree with the we don't do anything about it part. I think we're not laughing at him.
Yeah, we're not laughing. We're laughing with him.
I don't think we're laughing with him either. We're just making jokes. But
Yeah.
I also
That doesn't that doesn't even bother me
I'm
though.
not saying that
It
we
just,
don't understand what he's saying and he's not right.
I don't even know what I'm trying to say here. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not even trying to like get us to do anything even. I see this and I feel weird. That's all. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is a bad example because I couldn't think of anything better. But it's like he's like, 2 + 2 is 4. It's 4, and we're like, 4. Fuck. It's hilarious. This guy. Sometimes it's like the shit he says is like, I'm just like, yeah, that makes sense. If you just fucking care about your audience, they'll care about you. And then I cut in my head to Zach like, guys,
Gary Vee here. I work 8 days a week. None of this fucking shit matters. You just gotta make shit, okay?
I don't know. It's just weird because it's like you're mocking the answer, but it's like not that it's still funny and I get it and all that stuff.
I work 9 days a week. I don't ever get anxious. I don't ever get depressed.
It'd be different, I guess, if we were like actually if we were going hard and doing all the things.
But Gary, how do you deal with exhaustion?
I don't. I just keep going. I don't sleep. I fucking real cocaine and I just do taxes.
But then like we don't do anything. We just make jokes. It makes me feel weird. Not that I need us to do anything about it.
No,
But
I mean, for me, I also post Gary Vee vids when I'm like, damn, like this is like proper. And, I send into the group sometimes. But I think the only joke we really make is the bank account and his voice. Like, it's not so much what he said. Like, we literally just like that.
His voice is not even that bad.
It's not.
It's not even close to the way we
It's
make fun of it.
literally when he delivers, when he goes like. Listen, all right. There's just way too. You gotta go home and connect.
like it's not that I don't think it's funny.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just like I think it's more of like I just wish we were going hard, and then it would like justify us making the funnies.
You can't sit there, putting your hand up. I work so hard. I work 19 days a week, 23 hours a day.
But like we're not, and we're just joking around. And it's only because like whenever people kind of hear us like as we're YouTubers and we do these things and whatever, they kind of assume that we are trying to do all the things to like whatever, like make it like maybe that's me, right? Maybe that's the narrative that I've built for us with storytelling that I try to whatever. You know what I mean? Like so like when I blog, when I vlog, when I have Reflections podcast, the way I've set the tone and the narrative for at least the way I like it is that like we're working towards something and but like I always say, I've always acknowledged that a big part of our identity is we are just a bunch of dudes doing nothing kind of sometimes, right? So I don't know, it's that weird balance, right, of like we're a bunch of dudes kind of like just whatever.
I would say we're guys. We're guys doing nothing.
Dudes making videos?
Guys
doing nothing.
Guys doing nothing.
Relative to me thinking that we're like these video creators and we like to create things and make stuff and we're artists and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like you're playing soccer and then they score and you're like, you scored. It's like, well, why'd you join? Why are you playing then if you don't care? It'd be different if you're not playing the game. The thing is, it's because we're playing the game. We're trying to become creators and whatever, right? But it's kind of like you join the soccer team, you're playing a game, and then someone scores and you're like, you scored. You guys, You're like, well, but why are you playing then? I guess I feel weird saying this too, but maybe it's just me too. Like I want all these things, right? I want to be, I want to be making videos and making a living, being a professional video creator, let's say, right? And then he's like, here, do these things. But then I'm like, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Which has nothing to do with him taking. I'm just saying it like on me. It looks kind of like I feel like a goof, like I'm being stupid now. Because I'm like, I just said I wanted to do these things, and then he tells you how, or like, here's whoever, it doesn't matter, the textbook, the world, God, somebody gives you the, like, if you do these things, you'll be a professional video creator. And then I'm just gonna laugh in the face and be like, meh. Which obviously they don't care. It's God. God doesn't give a fuck. What I'm trying to say is Gary Vee's God. That's what I'm trying to say. So with us, there's so many things that we could be doing.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
That we don't do. It's more of me being like insecure about how much we do versus how much we want, which always is the case.
Yes.
I guess it just makes me feel weird to laugh at the answers that we're not taking. It's always like someone's like, this is how you get there, work hard. You're like, haha, work hard. Yeah. You know what I mean? Which I know like you guys don't mean it that way probably, right? Like you don't mean it like scoff, that's not how you get there. You guys know that's how you get there.
Yeah.
It's just that the laughing could be taken that way.
Are you saying that you don't like?
I don't
Not only
think
are we
I-
not going to do it, but we're not going to make jokes about it.
I'm not saying we should change anything. You guys can do whatever. I know all the talks we have, you guys are totally on board with, working hard and but we don't like do it. So then it just feels like we don't do it and then we laugh at it.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm with you on that we don't work hard. I still don't see where we laugh about hard work. Like, we just don't put the time.
So what I think was, if you mean like just in general, we're making jokes about the situation, and we know what the situation is, and we know the answer to the situation, but we're still just making jokes about it.
About what? Like I don't.
Like even the like just in general.
Well, like I said, it's like the way I see all of this is like we're creators trying to get somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're trying to become something. We're trying to make it.
But we're not putting in the work.
Yeah, and then we just end up joking around about whatever, and then like, I mean, I guess it's okay if that might be our narrative. Maybe maybe our narrative is that we joke around and we don't care if we make it or not.
So you're saying,
right? Maybe that's
we're not working hard enough and we're cracking jokes. It's two different things. Like because I don't see us making fun of the hard work.
well, it's almost like instead of working, we crack jokes,
We're cracking jokes.
which is like
Now we've come full circle.
as opposed to like, it's only because maybe that's the image that I painted for us, and maybe that's my fault. Is that we're trying to make this something. If we're not trying to make this something, then we just crack jokes and then it doesn't matter, right? But if we are trying to make something of this and we're trying to, whatever the fuck, we're trying to get somewhere, like we want to go from here to here or something,
Yeah.
From here, you put your foot in.
then there's certain things that we need to be doing, but instead of doing them, we just joke around, and then then it doesn't make sense. Like, do we expect that it's going to happen by just joking? I guess, or are we? What are we doing? Do you know what I mean? Now, because now it's kind of like there's a disconnect now.
No, I agree with you on that point.
Now we're
I
all in the same.
I think we can still keep joking around.
We totally
just gotta
can.
fix this part of it,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is the
the
working
working
part
part.
of it.
Yeah, no, for
But
sure.
like I said, we know that we're just not doing it.
I know you guys know.
Joking around about it, I don't know, makes me feel a little bit better about it,
It doesn't?
right?
Because it makes me feel worse,
Okay.
right?
But that's just mine.
'Cause it'd be like- 'cause-
the
Yeah.
conflict. and
That's our lives.
that's our lives. It's
There-
just-
there's
Shit's going
certain
bad,
things-
we feel guilty. It's like no, but let's just
No, but-
let's
yeah,
no, but, like,
I saw,
there's-
so turn into a joke. Sorry.
Well, there's two. I mean, I guess there's multiple ways of going about it, right? There's do something about it, and then there's joke around and then leave it.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that's not what we're like
It's hard. It's hard to
it's hard to
reason it
explain,
out
but like for
without
me, and I know Sam does the
sounding
same
like-
thing. Whenever there's
No, I understand it. Right? I obviously understand it, but also I don't want it. I don't want the jokes to pacify the agency of us being able to do something about it.
Okay.
okay.
Does that make sense? Right? Like, I don't mind the jokes. Fucking, like I said, if we were doing something,
Yeah.
then I don't
You
mind the
want
jokes.
the jokes in place of what we should be doing.
Yeah, it's like kind of like oh I'm fat. Fat's funny, and then you don't. I mean, it's okay if it actually is. If you're okay with it, let's say you're totally okay being fat, and then you make a joke about it, then that's fine, right? But if you actually are insecure about being fat, and then you make a joke about it to try to make yourself feel better, and you try to, but like really you're not. Really, you're inside. You're insecure.
Yeah.
But the joke covers it up, so like you're okay for the day.
Yeah.
But your life, you're actually like when you're like whatever, however old, you're like, fuck, I wish I got in shape. You know what I mean? You're like regretful about it. Then it's kind of like, okay, maybe you shouldn't have. Maybe the joking kind of helped you not work out, and now you feel like shit because of it. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
So I don't know. I mean, that's for you guys to decide too, right? Like
Yeah.
where the jokes are playing, like what.
Well, I think you just kind
what
of talked
place.
about it. We're joking about it. We're kind of still okay with not doing
As
much
long
work.
as that's what it is,
I
right?
think, like that's just me being honest. Like I'm at this point, like I'm okay with not whatever.
like with
Pushing
this.
myself as hard as I can to get this to be something like as shitty as it sounds. Like that's where I'm at.
That's not
I'm
shitty
not-
though. That's an important thing
But
to
I feel like
recognize.
it's for me it is, but I think it's shitty in the context of all of us, especially you. Like when you're trying to put in as much work as you can towards it.
Sure, but it's worse the other way. It's worse if I'm this way
Yeah.
and you're forcing yourself to pretend. This is the same thing as like the manager. Remember I said like the
Yeah,
employees.
employees.
Yeah, like so I have to explain it because the camera wasn't here to hear this. It's like the manager works for the employees type of thing, like the boss. Like the upper works for the lower, right? So it's like if the employees aren't being taken care of, if like my manager doesn't care about me, why the fuck would I care? Right?
Yeah.
Like if you're not taking care of your employees, if the company or the manager or whatever doesn't care about your needs as an employee, why would the employee care about the needs of the company or the managers or whatever? The worst case with this is like you're pretending, right? Like the employees to like, oh yeah, like no, I actually care. But like at some point that's not gonna hold up the structure, right? Like
Yeah.
if you're gonna pretend that you care because you feel bad because I care,
Yeah.
that's not gonna get us to where we want to be, right? Like so it's good to be honest about like, yeah, you're okay with the way things are. It's more like you and Brad, like you enjoy just hanging out and making stuff is fun and it's cool. It's like a cool, neat thing that people say like, yo, I saw your video, but the aspirations aren't as high as they are with mine and my ambitions, right?
Yeah.
Which is fine, right? Like I think that's something that we need to recognize and like that should be noted, obviously, right? Because it doesn't make sense for the expectations to be the same or whatever, right? But that's why I like always force these reflections so that we can talk about these things, right? Because like whatever, a month ago or 2 months ago, you were working a little bit harder because you had more time and more energy
Yeah.
to work on these things, and I think your ambitions were a little different. But this is just proof of like how it goes up and down, right? Like me too, right? Like me, my motivation's down on GMV right now too, right? Because I'm
Yeah.
working a lot more. Your ambitions, your priorities, everything goes up and down. It changes, right? So I mean, that's why it's constantly going to be the same questions for reflections in these type of talks. But the answers are going to be different just because life changes,
Yeah.
and we need to like know that going forward, right? Because maybe we have to like do more or less depending. You know what I mean? We can't just pump out the same amount of shit if our like efforts are different. Yes.
Can I make a comment? So this goes into something that I posted the other day in our GMV chat.
Is it? I don't give a flying.
Beep. All right. Black Griffin is a YouTuber that has been making videos. Shout out Black Griffin. That's been making videos for 11 years. So he started in 2007, and along the way, like he had that 1 million subscriber video. He was doing it for 11 years, but like he left for the Navy for 2 years, and he came back and he made videos with his brothers, and then they started touring with the band, and so he stopped YouTube again, and his priorities were everywhere. And it was up and down, and for 11 years, he slowly chipped away, and then it fucking just in the last like 2 years, whatever, it shot up. But like the kid has been making like, he was nothing forever, and then he just made a video that hit it off, and he kept doing that.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, his fans kept accumulating, whatever. But yeah, like he straight up says like my priorities changed, and you know I wanted to serve, and like YouTube wasn't important to me, and then I came back to it because I really wanted to try again,
Yeah.
this and that, and so. Like I agree with what you're saying.
And the story of that also is just super interesting, right? Like it almost is kind of boring to hear the story of like, yeah, like I wanted to be a YouTuber and then I did it really hard for like 10 years and then I made it. Like it's almost kind of boring.
Yeah.
It's more interesting to hear like, yeah, and then someone fucking died and then I had to fucking do that and then I worked really hard and then I had a kid and then this happened. It's like more, it's a more like, I don't know, interesting story to have like real life
Ups and
things,
downs, yeah.
up and downs, all these things happening because that's more relatable. That's just like, I don't know, real, that's like a movie, right? Rather than like, I don't know, you don't want to watch a movie like the Avengers, like they're really strong and then they beat everyone, the end. Like,
It's kind of interesting to see like everyone like filming every week, and then the fucking hot water tank explodes, and then nobody's just everything's all fucked up and the kitchen's ripped apart, and then oh shit, we're filming again every week's like do the whole season like back to back, and we're all meeting two times a
No,
week.
we
and then-
have our ups and downs.
yeah,
of
and
how,
then, and then fucking Sim
frequent
has to like start a new location, and then he's managing that. He has zero time, and then Zach like his company's doing really good. He's about to launch his comic book, and then it's fucking his partner dips out to like leaves to the other side of the country, and then he's like stuck there with his dick in his hand, and then he doesn't know what to do. He goes through this sort of like a depressive limbo, like
Yeah.
and Zach like left for like 3 weeks where he's like, I don't want to. Like, hey guys, I love you guys, but like I can't make videos, and I don't want to. I just gotta find myself, and then it's like this cool little journey, and like I said before, I'll be there 10 years making these videos because I get enjoyment out of making shit with you guys. The videos themselves, I love people that see them, and when I met Brian and Raph, when I met, and they were like, whoa, shit, hey, how's it going, man?
Speaking of which, hey Josh, this is your shout out. I know you got jealous because Raph got a shout out. So here's your shout out, Josh. Josh Ignacio.
Follow him on
I don't know. On
you,
Facebook and Under Armour. Go to
follow him on Under Armour.
UnderArmour.com/Facebook. All right. So I already know that Kurt's gonna be in it to win it. He's in it for the long haul, and so.
Actually, I was gonna tell you guys I quit.
Oh.
It's been a good one.
It's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun. We'll see.
Fun real.
It's been fun, real.
We'll see you
That's
guys.
gonna be a T-shirt. We should make that. We should have to say it more, so that's a T-shirt.
It's been real. It's been fun. It's been fun, real.
Hashtag fun real.
Yeah, and this is the last vlog, so yeah. Glad
This might not even go up. Curtis is the one who edits the vlog.
that's it. Yeah. Kurt quits.
Kurt quits. It's not going up.
This is for us. Kurt's in it for the long haul, so I mean, by default, I made it. And I'm not trying to be that guy that goes like, oh, I'm gonna fucking just make videos forever. No, it's like if Kurt fucking quits tomorrow, then I'm done, really. But if
You're the glue that
he's the catalyst.
you're the glue that we sniff to get high to do the shit.
Kurt
So
is the catalyst that keeps us all together. He's the molecular structure that binds us. He's the hydrogen to my oxygen. Flex on it. Ooh. Is that the what noise was that? Say flex on it. Why does he sound like Goku
Yeah.
on his last leg?
Oh, I wasn't thinking about that at all.
yeah, he's thinking about coming.